Alright, tubers. It's a Friday night. It is a work night. I am going to be doing, since it came in, my timing belt and water pump. This thing's got a pretty, well, I wouldn't say pretty bad, but it's got it has a coolant leak coming from the water pump. Also, the timing belt needs to be done, and I'm pretty sure the balance shafts aren't done right on this thing, so they need to be turned around. So I think I'm just going to do it. If I can't get it done tonight, I can actually just roll this thing back in here. I'll have to move some stuff around, but I can move this into the garage, and then I'm just going to take the truck to work tomorrow. Balance shaft belt. We have the actual timing belt. We have... That's funny.
It's only funny because it looks like a penis.
Water pump. This is really why I'm doing this. New gaskets. Cardboard. The water pump itself. Looks like it's decent enough quality. We got tensioner. Another tensioner. Well, I should say tensioner. It's a tensioner pulley. And then we've got probably a new seal for the balance shaft and a new front main seal. If it's not leaking, I'm not going to mess with it. I'll save these for later. Right now what I want to do is I want to find top dead center. Oh my god, and then this is where I found out that I don't have the right socket for, I don't know, taking out spark plugs in a Honda. This thing used to be like just soaked in oil. Drain cock's right there. Try not to get burnt. She's a bit warm. Is it a half on this side? Was a, where's that other bolt? I decided I think I'm just going to do a rebuild. Maybe not a rebuild, but just put the O-rings in the car strength pump here. Just gonna move that over like that. Oh yeah, I'm gonna disconnect the battery, because what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna unhook the alternator and move this wiring harness here up and over. Let's see what we got here for connections. So we got a plug. Broke that right off. And then I think this has a 10 mil. Can we get like 3/8? No. That was actually not from free. I was worried it was going to break the post for the alternator. Let's try and use standard. It's like, no. Get that nice and loose. I think that was a 10 mil. just around the AC compressor still. There we go. Belt out. Hardly been used. Alright, tubes, I'm at a point where I actually need to kind of stop. The thing is, it is almost 10 o'clock and we're getting ready to hit the sound ordinance, and there's cops like floating around. So why I'm stopping is I need to, I'm going to break out the air gun and, to get the crank pulley loose. That's basically the next thing I need to do. Might as well do it, got to do it eventually. But you know what, we're going to do it, probably do it tomorrow or maybe Sunday. So I'm going to wrap up for now. I'm going to put this car back on the floor and roll it out and just park it for the night. So we'll catch you in the morning. Alright, tubes, I'm back out Sunday working on the Honda. I took that plastic, there's a big plastic thing that was right here. I just undid it with, there's like 3 10mm bolts on this corner, undid it and just pushed it back. So this is going to be probably the biggest challenge here. So I'm going to get a socket that will fit that crank pulley bolt. Sorry, impact gun, is it a 3/4? It is. Let's see if we can just, I'm just going to give it little ooga doogas here and there. She's coming. Nice. So probably the next thing I'm thinking I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my compressed air and just blast out around that area so no dirt gets on in the engine. And then get the dipstick out of the way, and I'm gonna go and find all the small bolts that hold the plastic cover on. There's a few here, this one I already undone, a couple here, and there's one that's real tight up in here, so I'm gonna have to use a baby ratchet for that. So get this cover off and see what we're working with. And probably after that, our next step is going to be jacking the engine up or supporting it. Maybe jack it up a little bit higher. And then get the cover out of here. And then think about things. So, moving to the next phase. Working on the car, we're getting deeper and deeper. Water, I'm going to have to get a refill and make more ice. Actually, I have a lot of ice. Now that I think about it, I got like 2 bags of ice. Conveniently, this thing's already at top dead center. I'm touching the piston right there with that zip tie. And I found the right spark plug socket to get the spark plug out. It's a deep 5/8. And these spark plugs were loose. So ever since I've worked on this car, it's always had this dang problem of even with new seals, it still leaks oil into the valley. Not into the valley. There we go. Maybe it'll have more power. It's probably leaking compression. Leaking oil into the spark plug wells, and then it would, cause a misfire or something. These spark plug wires are a certain length, so they will only go one way. Yeah, look at that, see? And part of the boot's still down there. Yeah, we'll have to try and harvest that out of there. that all off here. I'm gonna get all this stuff just out of my way. Put all the valve cover hardware in there. That's not a 10. I'm almost thinking. I'll just move that. These little grommet things out of here. And then you get a flathead. Just gonna do that with it.
Oh yeah, this says the original Honda belt. Oh my god.
Thingamajig. So yeah, I'm gonna go around and try and get that lower cover out of there, and then I'm gonna see about throwing this back into top dead center, or getting it actually there. So, all right, I got the engine supported with the jack stand. I just put a little bit of tension on it. It's not gonna hurt anything. 17, 17. I don't like working on cars for a living. I don't mind doing this, you know, on my own. This will, you know, probably be the last time I do this. But having to do it every day, God, it's just so hard on my back. Okay. It's nice having a semi-organized garage. I can just walk over to my bench and grab a tool that I need and not have to sift through a, you know, freaking thing of misery. I think I've got a motor mount out. Looks alright. This is the first time for me to do a timing belt on an engine like this, but this is what we're looking like right now. Got plenty of room. So we got a balance shaft, which I actually really want to put this in a top dead center, like absolutely make sure it's top dead. Because right now I'm just not sure. So yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break here, probably go use the restroom and come back to this here in a moment. I'm gonna do some research online before I go any further, because I want to make sure that this balance shaft is actually lined up properly, because this engine vibrates like more than it should. So I want to look into that and make sure that gets lined up with all this other stuff. So I'm actually gonna pull all the spark plugs, or at least loosen them all up and let them flop in there. Good God. I want all the spark plugs popped out. I haven't even touched that when it was loose. Yeah, they're all loose. I wonder if when I tighten these all back up, how much better it's gonna run. Okay, so I got the crank bolt back on the engine. I think it's okay to rotate it backwards. I don't see why not. I have another vehicle to drive if I mess this up. But I looked at how the timing marks are set up on the cam here. A timing mark here, okay, and then a timing mark there. And I think I'm gonna mark this with a green Sharpie. And then this part here where it says up, this needs to be literally up. And then these will be parallel with the top of the cylinder head. And that should put it in perfect alignment. And then we'll check to see if this piston is all the way up. Actually, I do need to get that spark plug out of there because I'm gonna put my zip tie down there and use that to tell me when the piston's gone up. So, okay, so I don't know if you can see this down here, but this has got the Honda timing belt and the Honda balance shaft belt. Check this out. Ooh. Yeah, it's even got the Honda timing or water pump in there. Water pump's actually right here. I took out the main bracket that holds the motor mount in right here, and look how much room we have now. See that timing mark there? It's supposed to be lined up with, I think, that right there, based on some of the pictures I've seen, and it looks like that's lined up. This guy down here, this is actually your oil pump, according to online. And timing mark, looks like it's on par. Yep, based on everything I've seen. And then that keyway has to be pointing up. And with it pointing up, this says up, and then these guys here are level with the cylinder head. Okay, what size is that? It's time to play. What size is that? I'm gonna go ahead and loosen the tensioner up. Alright, I can't find the wrench. Let's see if we can do a short socket. So everything, mother pucker. I think the harmonic balancer needs to get swapped out on this thing. I think that's why I'm getting vibrations at certain RPMs from the engine, and it doesn't help that the exhaust is crappy. So, okay, let me find, son of a bitch. Alright, well, I broke it free with the 9/16. This has both tensioners on it. This is going to be a learning curve for me. I'm going to need my 10 mil. This is why I have a second vehicle, so like projects like this can, don't have to be necessarily done right away. Yeah, that bolt on is a 10 mil. Washer right here. Spring. Just a little plate that this sits in. Old Koyo. Oh, it's all wore out too. Now, I know you guys really can't see all of this. That's okay. I'm gonna go underneath and and pop everything off without moving it. So, yeah, that was the original balance shaft. Should be able to just wiggle right off. This is still aligned, so we're good there. I see my spring for the tensioner. No, it's still there. We're off with that though. That didn't need to be replaced, but my problem is I've got a leaking water pump in here, so. think the new bearing is already. So, yeah, it's all wobbly.
And this here is the water pump, and it is leaking right out that weep hole. Yep.
Okay. Well, yeah, it's constantly dripping coolant. I'm gonna put another drip can in here because we're gonna try and sneak that water pump out here. I can't see shit from underneath. It's a blind bolt. There's no timing for the water pump. It's just, all it is just an impeller. And then what we'll do is, before we try and even start this thing, we're just going to crank it over and we'll put a bolt on it and make sure everything tightens up. And then set the belt tension, torque it down, and then call it a day. I think I missed a bolt. Bob said. Yeah, one time I was doing a timing belt in my dad's old Intrepid, and I accidentally moved one of the timing gears and it went hit clonk, and it kissed the pistons. I was like, oh god. Car ran fine. I'm glad I slept on this and not went and did it like I was trying to the other night. Alright, let me see how many bolts in total I need to take out, because it's still not wanting to budge. I'm not taking out bolts I shouldn't be taking out. So I got, I think the 1, 2, 3, 4, I think I took an extra bolt up. I know what else is holding in that stud. Let's get a new tub of this. This is kind of dirty. Just putting a little dab in there just to keep the O-ring from popping out. It's actually got keepers built into it. Okay, that's cool. Water pump. So this plastic bit's going to be sticking up around the bolt, so it might be a little bit trickier to. And then this other bastard. Okay, teeth count and everything matches, so we're good there. This has got arrows on it. I'm gonna install it like that. So I'm just matching our parts here. So the old one's got a Koyo, and this is the new one there. Freaking spot on. Oh, I wonder
wonder if this is missing a bolt. You know what? I'm gonna put the tensioner in first. Let's see if I can find another screw. It's actually supposed to have a screw here. It's missing it. Oh, gotta change batteries. That screw that held the ground in, it's the same as the other screw over there. I'll just switch them around. But I just took that out and it fitted in there. So yeah, I was missing that screw. Now we're not.
So now we can properly tension it before we put everything else on.
And then it's getting caught on the oil pump. I don't want you getting caught on the oil pump. Go. It doesn't appear that it moved the timer or anything, so I just tension it up and should be good to go.
Oh yeah, I need to get a ruler.
So I'll take this back out.
Try not to get any oil on it either.
Might piss me off just a little bit.
Okay, hang on. I keep making this mistake of not putting the... Let's just put the tensioner on then.
Nice, that fits. I need a bolt for that. I'll put the spring on it in just a moment. Alright, which way did this sucker go? It's definitely like that. And I think it was like that. Yeah, they're all stacked. Like, what's the point of the spring if it isn't tension? So it's gonna... I don't understand the whole idea behind the spring, but okay. Okay, now I'm lined up. And then my balance shaft is lined up. Okay. I think we're good to go now. I'm going to put the crank pulley back on and put the bolt back in. I'm going to snug it down and then see if I can just rotate it in the correct direction slowly and just let the belts align themselves and see if my timing is still good. So I'm looking at this thing. This cracking in there. I'm wondering if this is giving me the weird vibration because everything else here was still lined up properly. Just wondering if maybe this being starting to crack and stuff is maybe not dampening as it should, so I may end up getting a new one of these soon. So I'm just gonna go put this back in there for temporary. Looks like our alignment is back to where it was. Took it apart. I think that one balance shift. No, it's aligned with that groove. Like it said in the pictures. This has got the tension on it. This is good. This is the tension side. I'm gonna put this back on it. I might see if I can drop the cover down with this bolt on up. Like to tension it. It's fine, it's a Honda made in the USA. Let's slide this puppy back on. I almost wonder, you know, when's a good time to just swap out all the motor mounts, you know? Crazy design. I don't know what that washer went to, but obviously don't need it. That Dodge's transmission sounded like it was having a heyday. Snug them down. I'll tighten this down. Alright, under here, put the pulley, slides on its key, it only goes on one way. Put it on. I put blue Loctite on the bolt here and gave it 3 Ooga Doogas. And just for reference, here's how much PS I have currently in that gun. 120. little bit of the coolant that was from in here, and then I have fresh water I'm gonna put in here. It's summertime. I think it'll be all right. I'll just change the coolant in a couple weeks. This funnel's gonna have to get thorough cleaning. It's all gooey. It's been converted from Honda Blue to the regular stuff. Rolling out. Yeah, alternator. I was a little tired. I figured this thing was gonna leak. Right there. Okay, so that steel's not in all the way. So, I'll top it off here in a moment. I'm going to fix that real quick because I want to be able to run the thing. So, I got the heater turned on full so that way the coolant can circulate through the heater core. I didn't put all of the coolant back into it, so we got to keep an eye on temperature and whatnot. Can't put that back in there. Should warm up pretty quick. That alternator's a little noisy. At least the belt aren't squeaking. Well, she's done a little bit of pressure. Put the cap back on, just topped it off. It's not leaking anywhere. Not overheating. Yeah. Oh yeah, I know I talked about this switch being all broken. I found one at the junkyard, swapped it out. Both windows roll up and down now perfectly. So, all right. Well, I guess we got all new belts. I'm gonna do a coolant change in a couple weeks. Drain it all out, probably flush it out with water, or just change the radiator out and put fresh in. So I'm gonna put the paneling and stuff in the back, or on the bottom, back in, and call it a day. Yeah, I took the valve cover all the way out. Yeah, set it on the bench, and I just pressed the gasket in, got it worked in, and then just gently weighted over here and flopped it on. So yeah, brand new belts here, brand new balance shaft and oil pump and timing belt. That actually went pretty easily. She sounds good, it's not overheating. Oh yeah, heater's working. Just gonna put that heater on, just let it cycle out. Cooling fans haven't come on yet, I don't think it needs it yet. I think I might need a valve adjustment. Overheater's working really good, so we'll shut that off. Put the AC on. Yep, both our fans kicked on. Nice. It's not shaking or anything, so I must have done something right.